Hey everyone, this video is to review a Nestle Butterfinger bar. Butterfinger has been around for over 90 years, being first introduced for public purchase in 1923. Invented by Otto Schnaring at his Curtis Candy Company, founded in Chicago, Illinois. Ownership of the bar has changed hands multiple times, with some of the more notable companies being Nabisco, Nestle, and more recently, Ferrero, perhaps best known as the owners of Nutella. Ferrero has immediately drawn the ire of many Butterfingers fans, as they have decided to mess with a classic. They have altered the recipe, and the vast majority of reviews online indicate it has had a very negative impact on the taste of the bar. I'll be posting more videos on this later, including a review video comparing the different recipes. Butterfinger has had a unique history in the advertising and marketing world. The bar first gained notoriety back in the 1920s by dropping free bars into towns from airplanes. This was a strategy the founding company had also employed to much success with another candy bar that is well known today, Baby Ruth. However, without a doubt, the most memorable advertising venture in the minds of most people today can be summarized in two words: The Simpsons. This was an incredibly successful and long-lasting partnership beginning in 1988 when The Simpsons were not even yet a Fox primetime show and were only a short on the Tracy Ullman Show. The character Milhouse was actually first introduced in a Butterfinger commercial. While some nostalgic, although brief occurrences to this partnership have occurred in more recent years, the true heyday of The Simpsons and Butterfinger advertising prominence was between 1988 and 2001. It is difficult to speculate what all exactly contributed to the almost magical and seamless partnership that existed between The Simpsons and Butterfinger. The Simpsons and Butterfinger seem to just go together like, well, peanut butter and chocolate. Perhaps it was in part due to the connection they shared in color, the yellow color prominent in Butterfinger branding, and the yellow skin of the Simpsons characters. Then, of course, there is the memorable catchphrase, "Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger." Or perhaps the true reason these advertisements were so effective is the complete believability of the characters as they fight, argue, and compete with one another for this candy bar. A sweet, delicious treat, no doubt, but one that offers only immediate gratification coupled with empty calories, tooth decay, and an insulin spike. It makes sense that the characters we've come to know and love would enjoy a candy like Butterfinger, especially the most prolific mascot, Bart Simpson. They live for the moment and often do not make the most reasonable life choices. It is precisely these less than perfect personality traits that, in a way, define the Simpsons. They aren't perfect, but that's exactly why they are relatable, and why these commercials are believable. And here is the Butterfinger bar that is to be reviewed today. This is a Nestle Butterfinger bar, seen here in the classic Butterfinger blue and yellow color on the packaging. Although it is a Nestle bar that is soon to be extinct since the purchase of the bar by the Ferrero Candy Company, the expiration date on this bar is April 2019, so it is still relatively fresh. You can see that they've gone for a see-through looking package, really just a trick. It's painted on there to look like you can see through it, to see the product inside that you're about to enjoy. It says that it is made with real peanuts. I don't know if we're supposed to be impressed with that, because peanuts aren't really that expensive. I suppose maybe we should be impressed they didn't try to use some cheaper substitute. I don't know what that would be for peanuts, but congratulations to that. And yeah, with their classic slogan on the bottom, crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery, Butterfinger. So I guess now we will open the bar and see what's inside. Alright, so some of the chocolate has crumbled up on us a little bit while it's been inside the packaging. Let's see. pull it out. Yeah. Alright. So this is the bar. The chocolate on Butterfinger is notorious for being very easy to melt. I believe even while I just had it in my hand for that review, it's gotten quite melted. So, but let's give it a try. Yeah, definitely crispity and crunchity, for sure. There's a snap when you bite into it. You get crisp and crunch out of every bite. The chocolate definitely adds to the flavor, but it's not... It doesn't overpower the interior, which really is the star of this bar. You've got a light hint of peanut butter flavor. It's not overpowering. Really, it's more of a almost mysterious flavor. It's buttery. It's you really kind of wonder what is the majority of what you're tasting here, but it tastes good, especially with this chocolate. And now, yeah, I'm starting to feel the worst part of any Butterfinger eating experience, which is it gets stuck in your teeth very bad. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be a sad day when you can no longer get Butterfingers made by Nestle. I think these expiring in April 2019. They only have a month left before they're past the best by date, and then who knows what the freshest batch that is currently out by Nestle. But you know, the clock is ticking on all of them. Alright, so I guess that's going to do it for our review of this Nestle Butterfinger bar. Yeah, thank you for watching. And we will actually continue this video only to show the preservation of another Butterfinger bar for future testing. You can feel free to not watch the rest of this, because it will not be extremely entertaining, but it will be perhaps more interesting to watch many years from now. So, what we are going to do is freeze these Butterfinger bars for given periods of time, many years, and see how well they can be preserved through consistent freezing in a deep freezer. This deep freezer will be monitored for temperature with an alarm that will go off if ever the temperature is allowed to rise too far. And hopefully we can succeed in keeping this actually at well below freezing temperature until the date that this capsule is to be opened. To be said. So, we'll first wrap the bar in plastic wrap. then a layer of aluminum foil. Then it will be put in a freezer Ziploc bag. Being careful not to break the bar in half, as is very easy to do with these Butterfinger bars. But still getting a tight seal on the wrapping. And now will be placed into this Ziploc bag, freezer bag, with today's date, February 7th, 2019. Contents inside, Butterfinger, and to be opened in 10 years. We will now use some water pressure to get the air out of this Ziploc before it is closed up. And a relatively airtight seal. Now we will do the same thing to another Butterfinger, but this time to be frozen 20 years. Again, today's date, February 7th, 2019, Butterfinger, 20 years. Just a slight opening to finish the seal. I think we can get more air out than that. And this will soon go in the freezer. Now, the bar to be frozen for 30 years. And again, written on the Ziploc it is to be placed in, February 7th, 2019, Butterfinger, 30 years. We'll now get the excess air out. And now, the Butterfinger to be frozen 40 years. Once again, February 7th, 2019, Butterfinger, 40 years. Alright, it'll be interesting to see how these taste after the 10, 20, 30, and 40 year marks, how similar they tasted to today. You know, I will add a comment that this, even in today's state, you know, this is overall a good Butterfinger. You know, there's been in the past varying quality control issues with Butterfinger. You know, particularly with the interior of the bar. Sometimes it's very hard as a rock, and not quite as crispity and crunchety as other times. And sometimes it's just almost just dissolves into powder in your mouth after the first bite. So there's a lot of variability there between bars of different batches, I presume. But I think this one sits pretty comfortably in the middle of that variability. So it'll be interesting to see if even that fact changes after 10 to 40 years in a freezer. Alright, thanks for watching.